Testing. Okay, so now that I have sound again, because it's not trying to use the microphone that is on the camera I used last week for the crafting stream, which isn't plugged in, therefore that camera's not working. Let's go ahead. We are going to be working on Klobby. I believe we are at the point where we are going to the Dark Temple. So, let's go ahead and get started. And swapping over, here we go. Okay, so returning to Lord Zash. So that's what we're doing. We found the Sith spawn last time.
Ready for departure.
Alright. Off we go. It's been a pretty busy week. You know, one of my kids had a doctor's appointment, and I've been working. I got overtime by a good, almost 2 hours this week, because they've had me taking supervisor calls every single day, and sometimes those calls take a long time, and they come in right before I'm scheduled to go to bed or finish my shift. And so I have to take them, and I have to stay until they're done. So, yay! Didn't get much unpacking done yet. I did at least get the craft desk reachable, but it doesn't yet have the, words are hard. It doesn't yet have the top of it cleared off enough that I can use it for my crafting stream. I'm hoping to get that done before tomorrow's stream, but we'll see. It's really going to depend on, how much time I have to do things, because I'm also supposed to be getting the garage cleaned up some and getting the front room, some of the boxes there unpacked, and I need to get the boxes of stuff that go in the curio cabinet unpacked, and all of this while also trying to do errands. Okay, I do have some mail, so I want to check that real quick. Caution, cannot verify sender. Subject, friendship and masks. The Order of Revan remains hidden. Already the name of Darth Charnas is shunned in Koth City, turning the strength of his apprentice against him, a worthy masterstroke for a follower of Revan. You have done a great service for us, but the restoration of Revan's mask to us is greater still. I fear, however, that it cannot remain in our hands indefinitely. The mask of Revan has a higher purpose to fulfill. Carry our teachings with you, know the power of death and rebirth and their ability to cleanse the mind of outdated preconceptions. Embrace wisdom, and no matter its source. Seek allies that may teach as well as serve. Okay, got some money there too. Ismar Bringle, good news. How magnificent the pursuit of science can be, and how delightfully profitable. Those cybernetic research files you stole from Lord Grathan proved to be revolutionary, even more so than I had hoped. Grathan has no idea what slipped through his sweaty, nerveless grasp, and hopefully never will. My buyer was very pleased with the files. I understand a veritable cyborg horde is already in production. So here is your share, as promised. Enjoy! Ismar Bringle. Also got money there. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now, let's go find Lord Zash. Who is very much a scheming, conniving Sith, just like they all are. I don't know how long the stream's going to be today, just fair warning, because I do want to get some unpacking done tonight, things like that, but we'll see. Hello, Zash.
Not a moment too soon, apprentice. Tell me we were successful. I have the prototype. Fantastic. Magnificent. Perfect. Then the time to do the deed is now. Scotia is in his chambers as we speak. Be ready, even with the power you have over him, he will be a frightful sight.
The little Sith and I will
Set
feast.
your nerves of cortosis. Turn your fear into hatred. Remember, Scotia stands between us and glory.
I don't see how you plan to make this work.
The relic you found under the Colossus is the key to Scotia's power over his Trandoshan bodyguards. Go to Scotia's chambers and show them the relic. The Trandoshans should stand down, or attack him or something. The confusion should be enough. This is the first step.
You don't know what'll happen?
Like I said, the confusion should be enough. You'll have to improvise the particulars. That's what makes it fun. With the bodyguards gone, you can get close enough to Scotia to use the prototype you stole from Rathans. But be mindful. Scotia may be more machine than man, but he's no weakling in the Force. Killing him will still be a challenge.
It wouldn't be fun if it wasn't.
I wish I could be there to see the contortions on Scotia's malformed face when you destroy him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm due to make an appearance at a party in the Nexus Room Cantina. Meet me there when you're done.
Okay, and oh look, skirt. Skirt that is better than what we're wearing. So yes, we'll go ahead and put that on. Now that I've got one. He says, I've resisted the urge to devour you for now. Up here. Let's go find us a Scotia. Not that one. My master, the soft-skinned one, the toy as Zash approaches.
I see.
What would you have us do, my master?
Nothing yet. What makes this slave so bold as to enter my chambers? Tell me, slave, are you insane, or do you have a death wish?
If you think this is bad, you should meet my other personality.
Skisk.
Yes, my master.
Kill her.
It will be our pleasure, my master.
I believe this belongs to you.
The tablet. It has the tablet. Skis, my brother, what should we do? It has the tablet. We must obey.
Clever. Zash must have stayed up many a night to think of that one. I suppose you'll be sending my bodyguards away now, or maybe you'll order them to kill me.
You're free to leave anytime.
No, the mechanical one will pay for enslaving us.
You shouldn't have done that. The bodyguards, they're nothing. Show. But you subverted my authority, took my slaves from me, and that makes me angry. And killing you will be over too soon. No. I think you're going to have to suffer first.
Okay, so I should have an ability. There it is. Use that. That weakens him. Then I can zappy zappy and stabby stabby and whatever I need to do. He's still pretty, tough compared to a lot of what we fought. There we go.
is this? Did you... Zash! Zash! You've killed me!
Don't blame Zash. This is all me.
Mindless. You don't know what Zash can do. Think of how many years she must have spent plotting my death. She will kill you, just like she's killed me.
If that day comes, I'll be ready for her.
Okay. So Scotia's down. And now we have to ensure that we were not seen. Jumping off the ledge is not a good idea. That'll definitely get attention. Alright. Nope, I was never in Scotia's chambers. Not at all. I know nothing of the 2 dead Trandoshans. Tablet? What tablet? Alright. This flight's going to be just a very quick hop, because we just have to get over the giant gap.
Ready for departure.
To here.
Enjoy your stay.
Alright. Keep in mind, for anyone that is watching, I won't be able to see your comments, but I will check periodically when I'm, say, transitioning from one zone to another, flying, things like that, to make certain, and I will respond when I'm able. Alright, so, for right now, let's go find Zash's party, huh? Sure, she's having a blast. Actually, Sith parties sound really, really boring unless they're... Why do we waste our time in this place? Because Zash told us to. Elevator. Hello, Life of Nels. I am doing just fine. Okay. We are in the process of... well, we've just killed Darth Scotia, and now we are going to catch up with Zash.
Well, when I'd heard she'd taken up with a Mandalorian, I was scandalized. Just scandalized.
A Mandalorian? Does nobody value Sith blood these days?
I know. Don't you think so, Zash?
These prattling creatures call themselves Sith. The legacy of Dula Horde is lost.
I'm sorry. Will you excuse me? I need to have a quick chat with my apprentice. If you must. Now, as I was saying. Thank the Emperor you've arrived. It doesn't matter how much one drinks. These parties are just dull. I hope you've come to cheer me up.
Your plan worked perfectly.
He's dead then? Excellent. You have performed magnificently, apprentice. None of this would have been possible without you.
Lord Zash.
Darth Anaton, I'm honored.
Don't let me interrupt you.
Don't go anywhere just yet, apprentice. This call won't take long, and I have some further instructions for you. As I said, my lord, I'm honored, but why call me?
You have nerve, Zash. Nerve. But I thought you were smarter.
With all respect, Darth Anaton, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play ignorant with me, Zash. Scotia's dead, and you killed him.
Scotia? Dead? That's the first I've heard of it. When did this happen?
Just now, Zash, and you know it. What did you expect to gain? His position? His title? You know it doesn't work that way. Where's your discretion?
Discretion? I've been at this party for ages. I may have had a little much to drink, but I'm fairly certain I haven't murdered anyone. Though I have always fancied Scotia's chambers. So much more shelf space.
Zash, I don't want to have this conversation by Hollow. Report to my chambers immediately.
Yes, Darth Thanaton. It'll be my pleasure.
What was that all about?
Give me time to talk to Thanaton, and then meet me in Darth Scotia's chambers. And don't worry, you've played your part, now it's time for me to play mine. We did it, apprentice.
Okay. So we have to go right back to Darth Scotia's chambers where we were. Where did the elevator go? There's the elevator. Don't mind me, I get lost constantly. Elevator. Kimval, of course, is too stupid to get on the elevator. He'll follow me eventually. Okay. Ah, there he is. He caught up.
Ready for departure.
Back across the
Enjoy
gap.
your stay.
Okay. What is it they say in England when there's a train? Mind the gap. I think that's what they say. Don't know. Never been to England. I don't think they say that on the BART. I did ride the BART a lot when I was in San Francisco and Berkeley. But I don't remember ever hearing a message about, you know, watching yourself so you don't fall between the train and the side of the tracks. Might have been a good message. I don't think that there was that much of a gap, though. It would have been pretty hard to fall through. Especially for me, because I'm not a small person.
There she is. It's all Zash's. Surely she knows.
You wouldn't tell us if she did.
Warbine's Brigand is
More prattle, it hurts the ears.
Still, it doesn't hurt to ask, does it?
Colonel, let it rest.
I will not let it rest. Everyone knows Lord Zash was at the party when Scotia was killed, and yet everyone knows she killed him. She somehow devised a way of being in two places at once. If I let it rest, we'll all be dead.
Don't be silly. I'm the one who killed Scotia.
Now you're the one who's being silly.
I wouldn't underestimate her, Colonel. She looks dangerous enough to me.
But a Dark Lord of the Sith? She's only an apprentice, Calaveras. Please, you must tell me. How did Zash kill Darth Scotia?
Lord Zash is innocent.
Clearly she's not going to tell you, Colonel. Let it rest.
Fine then, fine. But I'm warning you, Calaveras. Lord Zash is becoming too powerful too quickly. Since when has anyone in the history of the Sith committed a murder so brazenly, yet made it appear that she was somewhere else the entire time? It's enough to wake the Emperor, I tell you.
That's okay if it wakes the Emperor. He's an asshole. Okay, so, report to Lord Zash. Hi. There's not that much shelf space.
Perfect timing, apprentice. I just met with that insufferable Thanaton, and I have good news.
Everyone's talking about how you killed Scotia.
Good. Let them talk. They can't prove anything, and it'll drive them mad. And my meeting went exactly as I planned. You would have been proud of me. I went into a reprimand, but I emerged a Darth.
Do I get a promotion too?
For now, you remain my capable apprentice. However, a Darth can raise an apprentice to a lord, so your prospects just improved. Remember the map you found on Korriban that pointed us to the power of Tulak Horde? The first piece of that artifact, that power, is here on Drummond Cass. This piece is in the deepest chamber of the Dark Temple. Scotia always hoarded the key to the chamber like a Hutt hoards his credits. Now I have Scotia's title, his chambers, his research, and his key. He always said I would enter the Dark Temple over his rusting corpse. However, I won't be the one to go into the Dark Temple. You will.
I always have to do your dirty work.
Her breath smells of Sith lies.
Before I went to Korriban to choose an apprentice, a furious apparition awakened in the Dark Temple, implacable in its anger, murdering all who trespassed on the innermost chamber. But I had a dream. An apprentice of low origin humbled himself, or herself as it happened, before the apparition, pacifying it. That's why you and your peers were chosen.
Wait, you want me to bow to this apparition?
You must go into the temple and face the apparition. And when you do, I believe that your humility will be the key. Still, I want you to know, I'm not certain you're the one from my dream. I fear I may be sending you to your death.
Don't worry about me, Master.
You're right. You retrieved the holocron from Korriban when no one else could. If that's not proof of your destiny, I don't know what is. Tulak Horde's power awaits us both. We must not lose sight of this goal. Use this glyph to enter the innermost chamber of the Dark Temple. Humble yourself before the apparition, and bring back the piece of the artifact.
Even the great Tulak Horde did not tangle with spirits. Tread lightly, little Sith. Ooh, new outfit. Or dress, shirt, whatever. Okay. So, it is time. Time to enter the Dark Temple. Which, you know, you guys have seen me go there on a couple different characters so far. But this time it's Lobby's turn. Wait, that's the door. Red is the door. And we should be able to fly all the way to the Dark Temple speeder. Should be. So it should just be a flight over there.
Destination?
Yep. See, here's a spot we haven't gone to yet. The Cass City expansion speeder. Okay, so this is a spot where there's a lot of robots to kill, I believe.
Enjoy your stay.
But we don't have to kill them. Used to be some quests to do so, though. Sorry, if I wince or cringe or my voice kind of gets a bit ouchy when I am stretching or bending or doing anything, it's because I'm incredibly sore. I don't like being touched, and I'm considering getting a massage. Just put that in my little cup hold. The laptop is on a little bitty plastic lap desk. So that's how I have it on my bed. I've got a regular, like, table type, the TV tray type desks, but I'm not using it for streaming at the moment. Maybe once I get a different setup, once I've got things arranged better. Like, for one, I still haven't gotten my brand new, brand new to me, really nice chair out of the garage, and it's annoying. I would like that chair. Okay. So, what do we have here? Heroic mission. No, we've already dealt with that. We did that before. I think we did it. Here's a quest, though.
I've sent 3 separate expeditions into the Dark Temple. Not one has returned. I can't say for sure what's going on, but people who go in there, they don't come back.
What makes you say that?
Sounds I heard coming out of that place would send a Rancor running, if it was smart enough to run. You can survive the Dark Temple. I beg you to do me, and more importantly, the Empire, a favor. The expeditions I sent in were looking for specific data. I can spare the manpower, they were slaves mostly, but the data is essential.
What kind of data was it?
We were studying a recent increase in seismic activity in the area, including possible damage to the temple itself. The slaves from the expeditions were equipped with data pads to store the data they collected. Bring back those data pads. This information's vital to future construction on Drome and Kars. It's not glamorous, but will you help?
I wouldn't call it a challenge. Forward.
Amazing. Fantastic. Valuable. I'll mark the location the expedition last signaled from on your map. It's the best I can do.
Alright. So we gotta find the lost expedition. And there's a quest over here. Pretty sure we've talked to this dude before, too.
At last, the Dark Council has answered my petitions and sent a fine young Sith to help secure the temple.
I'm not here to secure the temple.
Of course, I've been ignored again. How stupid of me. If you're here, however, you must have the authority to enter the Dark Temple. You could still save this planet.
Saving people isn't usually what I do.
Then you have missed a great avenue for glory. The Dark Temple is ancient, built during a previous incarnation of our empire. 1,000 years ago, our own emperor buried his enemies here. These enemies remain powerful, even in death, which is why the temple was sealed. But now, something terrible has happened.
Some idiot went and woke them up.
With the Emperor's attention elsewhere, a group of ambitious but ignorant Sith thought to gain power by raiding the temple. They didn't find the relics they sought. Instead, they awoke an ancient Sith Lord, Lord Calig, and their expedition plunged into madness.
Are they still in there?
The ones who still live, yes. Because Lord Calig died by ambush, I believe he awakened unaware of his own death, and his expectations became reality for those around him. His power overwhelmed all inside the temple. And even now the workers plot wars against each other, believing themselves Sith Lords, and drawing terrible power from Calig himself.
Are there more dead Sith Lords in there?
Ah, you begin to see the crisis. There are still more ancient Sith Lords whose spirits lay dormant in the temple. If the ancient Sith Lords awoken by the violence within, they could overrun Drome and Kars.
I was just thinking of getting off this planet.
If the other ancients awake and escape, there will be nowhere in the galaxy safe from their wrath. I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design, one we can exploit. If you fuse the 500-kilogram hinges on each tomb door, even a violent assault should not be able to wake the ancients.
What exactly does this entail?
The team I sent in earlier was using a massive metal torch, effective but slow, I'm afraid. They did not make it far. The torch must be recovered, and the doors of the ancients sealed.
Okay. Now, I remember I can stealth. That gets us through a lot without having to fight, which is appreciated. Because I don't really feel like fighting right now. Somebody's lighting things up pretty. That's Bounty Hunter. Kimval, by the way, at some point said, "Dark energy's here. A good place for a feast." You just, Oh yeah, that's definitely a Bounty Hunter. That hovering in the air while firing rockets or flamethrower, that's a Bounty Hunter skill. It's a very cool one. I always joke with my friend that I tend to play with on my primary server that my bounty hunter there flies up into the air so often with his jetpack that he's probably got a permanent burn on his ass. Sorry if I keep kind of craning my neck to see over the laptop. It's because I've got my door open, which normally I keep my bedroom door shut, and one of the cats has been peeking her head in. Not Lady. We actually, Lady and Figaro are no longer separated. They're forced to interact. Lady is not happy about this. Figgy is, well, she mostly only smacks at Lady because Lady smacks at her, so, you know. Which, fair, if you ask me. We are all still mourning the loss of Sun Tzu. I want to get... Kimval says this place reeks of death. Well, yes, it's a tomb. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this open. So, search for the Lost Expedition is there. There's the plasma torch. Here is where we go to deal with fudge nuggets. The ancient spirit we have to humble ourselves to, which Claudia is not liking the sound of that. She spent far too many years having to humble herself as a slave, and now suddenly she's been given power, and this person, Zash, is telling her, "Hi, I need you to pretend you don't have power." Not thrilled. Not thrilled at all.
Do you dare approach the great Nil Venerus, Lord of the Sith, Master of the Undying Darkness? Answer me. What insolence brings you to this place, slave?
I will not tell you again. I am not a slave. I'm Sith.
What? You're not afraid of me? You aren't a mindless puppet like the rest of them? I don't understand.
I still have my senses, but someone here is out of his.
You're right. I was out of my senses, but not anymore. I was part of an expedition sent by the Empire to measure strange activity in the Dark Temple. But soon after we entered, we all became different people. I became the mighty Lord Venerus, and the others became my obedient followers and servants.
Could you try to explain things from the beginning?
We were gathering data for the Empire, and then we were all suddenly possessed. It's strange that you seem to be unaffected. In fact, it's strange to find you here at all. I thought the Imperials gave up sending people in here. What exactly are you doing here?
The Imperials want data. I'm going to get it for them.
So, the Imperials haven't given up on getting their precious data, after all. This is lucky. You see, ever since I came to my senses, I've been worried that my followers will begin to doubt my leadership. I can't lose my power. I can't go back to being a slave. But maybe we can help each other.
It wouldn't be hard for me to eliminate you and your followers.
Well, I guess that's true. Except I'm the only one who can make all the others turn in their data. All I ask is that you find the symbols of Lord Venerus's power. They were looted from his tomb by the people possessed by Venerus's enemies. The symbols will help me reinforce my followers' belief in me, lock them in their dream.
It seems you've only left me the one option if I want that data.
Please, just think a while about my offer. Be careful. Venerus's old enemies will put up a good fight.
Oh. Okay. So we get to help Dorian pretend to be, well, Venerus. Fluffy has thoughts about that, but you know. I mean, she understands the I don't want to be a slave anymore. She definitely understands that. So she can sympathize there, but he's effectively enslaving other people, and she's not exactly thrilled with that idea. Let's see. Okay. So we need to get those symbols. Hi. I might have to end the stream soon, because my laptop is so hot that it actually hurts to lay my wrist on the surface of it. But we're gonna try and finish the Dark Temple first. Hopefully. Let's see. Well, okay, you're with me. Oh, look, there's one of the symbols of power. I only need 3, so it's not that bad. Let's see. Another symbol of power. 2 out of 3. 1 more to go. The single assault trooper last time didn't have one, so we're gonna try. There's one there too. I want a group of 2 or 3. Kimval says, "Rise, little one." Lobby wasn't sitting or laying. Nope, nothing there. Alright, let's try this group. There's the last one. Oh, now 2 drop here. Okay. We gotta lift this back up. Okay, so disappear. Alright, where are we going from here? So Dorian, I can take it back to him. Let's see. Let's go get the plasma torch. Because it's still down here. Okay. Very, very owie. They're all dead.
In Teufel atraus.
I've resisted the urge to devour you for now. Okay, got my plasma torch. Now... Yep, upstairs to the first chamber. There should also be that one Twi'lek that actually has power since he's been possessed. Let's see here. First door to seal. Cranky Sith. Sith can stay in there, thank you. Yep, there he is.
Enter and hear me. You mustn't kneel. I would gain no satisfaction from it.
Good.
So, you've finally found our hidden temple. It's long since time. The followers of the Dark Path battle my forces, and your cruelty is needed.
This temple isn't exactly hidden. There's a path from...
Mock me. No one finds, nor without my approval, for I am Lord Farshaw. I oversaw this temple's construction, and I have ruled the jungle ever since. Now you will serve me.
You look more like a workman than a Sith.
My robes and helm were won in battle against Lord Vacuous. My lightsaber burns with the light of a star, and you dare question me? Now do as I require, and the riches of the temple will be yours. The teachings of the Dark Path lured my apprentice Enyara away, but I will have her back. You will retrieve her from the temple depths.
How can anyone survive in the temple?
But you live within the temple. It is our only sanctuary on this abominable world. I do not know how my rivals reached my apprentice, but I know where she went. The Dark Path hides near here. Kill the followers of the Dark Path. Fight your way to their altar, and Enyara must confront you. Do this, or be punished by my power.
I'll make no guarantees.
Then we shall see what becomes of you. The followers of the Dark Path are not far. Go, and I will await you.
Okay. And let's go seal off another door. Yeah, let's get that sealed. Don't think that door's opening anytime soon. Okay. Where is that? So there's... is... okay.
Hello, stranger. My internal chronometer tells me it has been exactly 963 years since this hologram was made. Have the Sith truly lived in fear of me for so long?
Why should the Sith fear you?
It is what the Sith do. Their passions, their fear especially, feed their power. A power that inspires yet more fear. Like so many before me, I challenged the Emperor and was buried in this temple. Fortunately, I had just enough time to make this, an interactive image that would transmit my secrets to whomever was bold enough to find my tomb and unlock it.
Actually, I was trying to seal up this door for good.
Then it's true. The Sith still cower in fear of insignificant me. The way of the Sith lies in channeling the Force through the use of powerful emotions. Fear is the chief of these. The Sith feed on palpable dread.
I am a master of Sith philosophy, and you presume to teach me.
It's a lie. Fear is a lie. Passion, a lie. Fear is temporary power, and passion is easily manipulated. Real strength and force comes when one is no longer afraid. And one can purge fear when one stops grasping of the power, of the things, of the life itself, and allows the Force to guide him. There is only the Force.
It's nothing like the Sith philosophy I've heard about.
Sith philosophy claims to break its followers' chains, but instead traps them in their own fear. What I learned only lives on through this image and its device. Yet I am one with the Force, eternal and at peace. Take them. Take my teachings to the Sith. They will find power there, but a different kind. Not of darkness, but light.
Nah.
These heresies must be destroyed.
Then do so. Strike out against knowledge and see what comes of it. If you destroy these teachings, the light does not go out. Remember, fear is not the only way.
Yeah, see, her stance is, I'm not afraid, so he must be wrong, because if I was afraid, and was using fear as my power source, I would not be actually, powerful, and I am powerful enough, I just killed a Darth! So, in her view, yeah, he's wrong. He sounded very Jedi, just so you know. That sounds very much like the Jedi philosophy, don't make attachments, because those attachments can be used to manipulate your thoughts, and, passion is a lie, it's very Jedi-ish teachings, which is why he got sealed away, because, Jedi bad, Jedi wrong, oh no. I think it's very much a mixed bag, not necessarily Jedi's entirely wrong, not necessarily Sith entirely wrong. I do like the Jedi teachings a lot more than the Sith ones, but it's fun to play a Sith sometimes, so there's that too. We're gonna go find an Yaris. Just swing around these guys. Here she is up here.
Stay back! I don't know you. You aren't of the Dark Path. She whispers to me, tells me to go back to Lord Farshall, that I belong to Farshall, but it's wrong. Something's wrong.
You must be Lord Farshall's apprentice. He sent me to find you.
Yes. No. I was someone else. Before I came to the temple, I was powerful, I was Sith. But she keeps saying I'm an apprentice. Just an apprentice. And I hate her. But my hate isn't making me strong enough.
Remember the Sith code. Focus on the words.
Yes. Through passion I gain strength. Through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall free me.
She says she's Anyara. She says we serve Farshal. She says there's no city out there, just jungle. Tell me who's right. Am I the temple apprentice Anyara, or is she lying? Is the city outside real?
Kars City is real. It's where you're from. This temple is all wrong.
I knew it! Curse her! She's still in my head, but she's my enemy, and I am Sith. I can defeat her. I will.
Now can you tell me what's going on?
I came from Kars City, like you. The temple makes people think strange things, remember being different people. I'm not an apprentice. Workman, he isn't Lord Farshal. But we thought we were. We played the roles. We even had the power.
No one's making me think strange thoughts.
No. Whatever seized me seems to be distracted now. I was able to escape, and you seem immune. I don't know how long my mind will stay my own, so I need to leave here now.
What am I supposed to tell Lord Farshal?
Tell him I'm dead. It doesn't matter. I suggest you leave the temple quickly, before thoughts enter your head too.
You know, for a Sith, Tlabi keeps making a lot of really light side decisions. The big thing is she just doesn't like slavery or people being enslaved. And it doesn't matter to her if it's by ghosts or by people. And she doesn't like seeing slaves abused, because she was one. My other Sith Inquisitor on... well, I have two. But the higher level Sith Inquisitor I have on the other server, he took the opposite route to Tlabi. Basically, his stance was, well, I was enslaved, therefore I'm going to enslave others to make myself powerful. Which, you know, his prerogative, but it's not working out too well for him.
My spies tell me you found the Dark Path. Yuri, did you find Anyara? Did you see my apprentice there?
I found her, but she didn't make it back.
Pointed. I thought you would serve me better, but perhaps Anyara was already lost. Take this reward, a token in acknowledgement of your efforts, and go.
I still have questions for you, Lord Farshal.
Do not try my patience. Go from here now.
I can't remember if I did it on the other characters that you've seen, but there's one option where basically you can piss him off so much he shocks the hell out of you, to prove that he's powerful and strong in Sith. And he does it, you know, which... odd, because he's a workman. But the temple does strange things to people. Alright, here we go. Inner chamber. You hear that?
Yes, yes. I have been waiting for you. I felt your movements in the Force, and they stirred me from my nightmare. I am still too weak to leave, I knew if I made myself enough of a nuisance, you would eventually come. The Sith throw flesh endlessly at what they cannot control. And here you are, blood of my blood. Here you are.
What are you talking about?
You don't know me. Has our family fallen so far that the daughter of my daughters does not know the name of Calig, the name so long revered in the annals of the Sith?
You are my descendant. By how many generations I do not know. But know this, your strength in the Force has awakened me from my stupor.
What do you want?
When the weaklings of this planet trespassed my tomb, I rose, resuming my former life. This temple became my kingdom, and I was once more a Lord of the Sith. But when you first grasped the hilt of your lightsaber, I knew my hour had come and gone, that your strength, not mine, would return our family to glory.
But I'm a former slave.
That is my shame. I was once one of the greatest lords of the Sith. If I'd been wiser, I could have secured my family's greatness. But I let down my guard and was betrayed by a man called Tulak Hord, whom I trusted as a friend.
And yet you speak as if alive. I would serve my master well to correct that.
Ha! Your master is dead, beast. You serve the child of Calig now. Flesh of my flesh, you should teach your servant to obey.
I defeated him once. I can control him.
Such confidence, such pride. In restoring our bloodline to glory, you must not make the same mistake. Treachery is the Sith's endless game. You must win it.
Don't worry about me.
Beware your master. Beware your apprentice. Never be taken by surprise. Do these things, and you will be unstoppable. But you have not come to see me. You have come for the artifact I managed to wrest from Tulak Hord before he died. Take the artifact, but be careful. I know not what it does, only that betrayal follows it everywhere.
When betrayal shows up, I'll kill it.
If only all things were so simple. Keep your eyes open. I hunger for the day when our power will be restored. We will meet again.
Well then.
Apprentice, do you have the artifact yet?
What do you think?
Of course. Brilliant. Magnificent. Hurry back to Scotia's, I mean, my chambers. I cannot wait to see this artifact, and I have a surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
Trust me, you'll love it. Now hurry back with the artifact. I can't wait.
Clavi says, doubt. I mean, I know what the surprise is, but Clavi says, doubt. Then again, Clavi just talked to a ghost that says it's her, like, super great-granddad. Which, Clavi's kind of going, my mom was a slave. I was raised a slave. I have no idea who my dad was. So, you're probably wrong, old man. Okay. Whee! Well, that's one way to get down. Alright. Back to Dorian, and then we will head out, talk to Lord Alaric, and then back to Zash. And then I will probably end the stream for the night. Because, like I said, my computer is so hot that it's, like, hot to the touch. And I don't want it, you know, catching fire before I can replace it, which I am working on. I just hit my primary goal for it, only it turns out that while I was working on hitting that goal, the amount of the cost of the laptops that I was looking at getting went up, because the sale that was going on ended. So, yeah, that might be a bit longer. Gonna have to earn up another good batch. But hey, I'm putting aside $80 every 2 weeks, so that's something, right? Or was it 60 every 2 weeks? No, 60 every 2 weeks.
My network of spies reports that you crushed my enemies underfoot and found the symbols of power I requested.
Just give me the data so I can leave this place.
I had not forgotten. I, too, have been very busy. Here is the data my servants collected before the temple transformed them. Let the Empire make of it what they will.
Enjoy your empire while it lasts.
Actually, that reminds me. There's one last itty-bitty little thing you can do. You see, power is useless without subjects. So, I'll be grateful when you turn in the data, you'd encourage the Imperials to send more expeditions my way.
I will consider this.
I can assure you, my gratitude if you send more slaves to be my followers will not be insubstantial.
Really? And how are you going to pay me back? You're trapped in the damn temple. You can't even go out to send mail. Because if you leave, that color is going to go back into effect. And oh look, you're back to being a slave. That's not a... Here's the way out. I'm kind of wondering where they're getting food. I'd imagine that any food that had been here, like after almost 1,000 years, is probably not good anymore. And it's not like they're going out. Are they just living on ration bars for months and weeks? Is the Force somehow sustaining them physically? I don't know. But, yeah, it's definitely a question I've got. Like, hi, what are you eating? Are you eating rats and cave fungus? Are you eating each other? That's also an option. Not the healthiest option, but it's an option. What's a little cannibalism between friends, right? Not that they're friends. They, you know, all consider themselves various Sith Lords or apprentices and stuff, and therefore they all hate each other. Ow. Yes, I said ow, but it wasn't because of hitting the horn on my unicorn headset. It was because lifting my arm to scratch my head hurt. Because movement hurts. Pretty much all movement does. Not fun. Not fun at all, my friends. And I can't get my sternum to pop, and boy do I need it to. Like, if I could get my sternum to pop, it would alleviate so much of the pain I've been dealing with. Because it's all a tightness there at the sternum, which I know from experience with me means it needs to pop. And the sternum, I can't pop it at will, unlike most of my joints. I don't know the way to force it to pop. I've tried a lot of different things. None of them worked. So I'm mostly just living with the pain for right now. And really hoping to find something that does help. You'd think for someone who takes a muscle relaxant every night just to sleep, it wouldn't be so hard to get, you know... Okay.
You're back. I hope you sealed the chambers of the ancients, Keleth Ur's chamber especially. I'm terrified to think what would happen if Keleth Ur and his crazed ideas were to re-emerge.
There was a hollow, but the message is destroyed.
Keleth Ur's secrets have been contained along with the other ancients. You have done well.
Okay. And... this guy...
Ah, the only thing more powerful than the Dark Temple. Any luck getting that data?
Here's your data, as promised.
Hey, you actually came through. Can't say I was expecting that. Can't say it's not a relief. Now we can finally stop sending expeditions in there, wasting all those slaves who should be building monuments to the Empire.
Slaves shouldn't be collecting data anyway.
My superiors may feel differently, but I tend to agree with you on that point. Anyway, I believe that concludes our business here. Goodbye then, and thanks for the data. Your service to the Empire will not be forgotten.
Yeah, it probably will. Let's face it, the Empire doesn't care. Whatever, we're just gonna grab one at random. Fly back to Zash.
Ready for departure. Enjoy your stay.
Okay. So we're going to fly back to Zash. We're going to talk with her again, and then I think we're probably going to end it here. Just because, you know, it's been over an hour, and my laptop thinks it's going to blow up on me. I really hope it doesn't. I like my laptop. It's just not handling being used that well anymore. At least not for gaming. Ultimate goal, if I can get the other laptop, the new one that I plan to use for streaming and gaming and stuff, this current laptop will end up over at my work desk, so I can use it, you know, just to do stuff while at my work desk. Probably it's mostly going to be okay, I'm just chatting with my friends while, in between doing stuffs. It hurt. I hurt muchly. Okay, back to Zash. Oh, Zashi! I'm bad at going in straight lines, if you haven't noticed.
Fantastic, apprentice. You're just in time for my surprise. Since you left for the Dark Temple, I've been reading and reading and reading. Scotia's chambers are a treasure trove of research. Now, who would have thought a man like that had such a curious intellect? It almost makes me regret that we had to kill him. But let me see this wonderful artifact you found.
You mentioned you had something for me.
Indeed I did, and I'll get to it in a moment. But tell me, how did you manage to pacify the apparition?
The apparitions seemed to think you'd betray me.
Then that ghost is an idiot. I am not so stupid. You are my most valued apprentice. Now, I've been studying Tulak Hord's artifacts closely for some time, and one glance at this one you've brought back confirms everything I've suspected. These artifacts will change everything, apprentice. You especially. They will make you more powerful than you could imagine. I have foreseen it.
What do the artifacts do exactly?
This artifact is one of 5 that together describe a peculiar ritual used by the great Tulak Hord when he conquered the Drummond system. Until I have all the artifacts, I cannot understand the full nature of the ritual, but I have foreseen that you alone will wield the ritual's power. The artifacts are scattered across the galaxy, some hidden by Tulak Hord himself, and some wrenched from his hands by betrayers. Documents and Scotia's effects point to Balmora and Nar Shaddaa, but I will need to do more research to locate the other 2.
What do I do to get there?
Ah, yes. That brings me to my surprise. If you're going to find these artifacts, you'll need a ship, and so I have ordered you one. All you need to do is pick it up.
For me? You're too kind.
Yes, you've earned it. You'll find your ship at the spaceport. Then the galaxy is yours to explore. Don't forget to contact me when you reach each planet for more information on the artifacts' locations. Good luck and good hunting.
She will never command the power of Tulak Hord. Remember, little Sith, I am always hungry. And I will be happy to let you eat Zash, if she ever tries to do anything. That has slightly lower mastery, and mastery is my favorite stat, so we'll replace that though. Oh, I get to have both.
In Teufel Atraus.
And most of this is junk. Okay. Alright, so we're going to head for the spaceport, and then we're going to do the same thing we've been doing, which is just stop and stand outside the hangar itself. We're not actually going in. And then we'll end this gaming session, and next week will be the Guild Wars again with Brig Fetterclunk, but then the week after we will return with Star Wars and another character to continue. It'll be a Republic one this time, so. But we're moving along. Pretty soon, y'all are gonna get to start seeing other planets beside Drummond Cass and
destination
Korriban and Hutta and Coruscant. That's where we are right now. Outpost. Spaceport.
Enjoy your stay.
So soon. Trademark soon. Trying to think of who our next character is. I'll figure it out next week. Alright. I know we've done the Jedi Knight and the Sith Warrior. I've known we've done, and we always start with a Republic, so Jedi Knight, Sith Warrior. I know we've done the did we do the Imperial? I know we've done the Smuggler and the Bounty Hunter. I know we've done Sith or a Jedi Consular and Sith Inquisitor, because that's the lobby. So next week will be Trooper, I think, unless we did that and I forgot. And after Trooper, we will be doing Bounty Hunter, I think. We'll see. I have a shitty memory, and I'll just have to look and see who's at what level, and that's how I'll figure it out. Because I have a shitty memory. Oh, we need to go this way. Okay. But yeah, we're not actually going to go into the hangar. We will wait outside until when we're ready for her to move on to Balmorra. So, I do want to thank everyone who came out for the stream tonight. Hope you had a blast watching it. Hope you are really enjoying getting to see the various Star Wars classes and their specialty quests. Ooh, that laptop's harder than I realized. Alright, so thank you again so much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow for the crafting stream. It might be embroidery again. It might be painting. It really just depends on what I figure out I'm going to do. But thank you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. And I will see you next time. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.